If you're new to music licensing or you would like to get started in music licensing, download my free guide, link in the description. Now, you want to write music for libraries, you want to get into music licensing, you want to sync your music. It's all music licensing, but you just don't know how to do this, or you probably are already doing this, but you're doing it wrong. In this video, I'm going to share with you why you're writing music for licensing, but you're doing it wrong. Number one, it's not commercial enough. This is a mistake that I did back in the day. And I'm going to focus here on this video specifically about stock libraries, okay? We know that commercial music sells. That doesn't mean that tension music doesn't sell. That doesn't mean that horror music doesn't sell. But commercial music is what sells on stock libraries. I was already a composer before I got started, but my music was not commercial. Actually, my music was completely uncommercial, if there's such a thing. It was very unfocused. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know how to structure, which brings me to the second thing. The arrangement is wrong. The intro is too long. The verse is not punchy enough. The hook, it doesn't have any ear candy, right? It doesn't matter what genre you're writing, but the structure is wrong. I suffer from this for the longest time. My intros were way too long. I wouldn't get to the point, you know, and these are things that I really need to take in consideration when you're doing music for stock libraries. The structure is very important. The arrangement is crucial. The arrangement is everything. The arrangement is everything in a stock library, or in a stock music composition, I should say. Right? So these are two important things that you need to take in consideration when you're writing music for libraries. Now, obviously, the next part, and I have done a list here because I don't want to forget, and I tend to ramble and go on tangents. But for this video, I wanted to make sure that I made a list. And the last thing, the third thing that a lot of people lack, or that they're doing it wrong, is the mix. That should have been the first point. A lot of people struggle with the mix. I struggle with the mix. You know, even though I knew how to mix my music, I wasn't prepared for mixing my own commercial music in the first place, right? I didn't know how to put this whole thing together. I knew how to do my own music for my own projects, and I could do whatever I want, right? It wasn't up for review from anybody. But when I started to compose music for libraries, I realized very quickly that my mixes were not the way they should be. They didn't sound the same as the other guy's mixes for some reason. So the mixes and the production, it was something that a lot of you guys are doing wrong. And this is just because you're still too much in your head, like I was. And the way to get better at this is by mixing a lot. By mixing and mixing, by composing and mixing again. It's by doing, by action, by putting in the hours. But it is one of the weak points of a lot of composers, even experienced ones. They do suffer a lot. I've done many videos about tips and tricks on how to mix. I don't want to talk about mixing in this video, but it's one of the things that you need to focus on. And the way that has worked for me is to be spontaneous. As I am writing, I am mixing. All right? And this is what has worked for me. I have really broken down a lot the topic of mixing, of the principles behind it, what the rule book says, and then what others are doing. I have watched all the videos online. I have a sound engineering background. I know I've dropped this many times here. I don't want to drop titles or diplomas or stuff like that because it's not needed to do music licensing or to mix well. But I'm just saying that I was overqualified to do this, and yet I'm not getting the results. That's the only reason why I put this out there. I don't use my diploma of sound engineer or any qualification whatsoever to promote myself here at all, because it means nothing. It's the results. You can go and listen to the music. You can go and listen to the tracks. Check me out online, and you can be the judge, right? And I'm getting better, right? Every day I'm getting better. That's the reason why we do anything. The reason why I do music, and the reason why I want to write more music and teach others, is because I want to get better as well. I hope this video finds you well, my friend. Thank you so much for all the love and support. And as always, rock and roll, and here's for your success.